Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it? Sorry, I haven't been posting, but here's a new video, and yes, my style has changed for the 50th time. Again, sorry, I'm really inconsistent with everything from uploads to styles. Anyways, today I decided to do a redraw of my oldest drawing I could find on my computer, which was an anime base that I decided to put light blue hair on, dark blue eyes, and a purple bow. It wasn't the worst per se, but I personally don't like bases, and the overall look wasn't the best. It's literally on the right of the screen, so if you don't get what I was saying, there it is. And wow, I actually recorded the sketch this time, so yeah, that's how I sketch. I first planned the pose, in which I decided to make her a yandere character because of the whole anime schoolgirl base that it was. So I gave the character a knife and a more insane facial expression, but I'm not good at thinking of insane facial expressions, so we just made her have a really big smile and red eyes-ish, kinda. I also decided to change the uniform because a while ago I did try to redraw this character, but apparently I deleted the file before this new drawing, and this new uniform was somewhat like the one in the old redraw, so I tried that out. I actually really don't like the pose. It's not very fluid and it kind of looks awkward, but I just went with it. So with the new style came some new techniques. Now I don't really do a heavy brush to line art. Instead, I use a watercolor brush with the line art area and with the shading and lighting. Because of this, I have to copy and paste the line art on top of it, again, because it isn't that opaque, and it just makes it look very rough with the coloring underneath, because usually the edges aren't very clear on my coloring underneath. Oh yeah, when I originally recorded the drawing, I totally forgot about the eyebrows, and when I was driving in the car to the store or something, I realized I forgot the eyebrows, so I drew them in after I recorded those whole things, so you'll see it at the end drawing. When coloring the character, I tried to stay pretty close to the original, so most of the colors were the same with small differences. One trouble was the eyes, definitely, with the bright ass blue. I decided to dull the colors darker and add a red pupil / light thing to give it a nice touch of evilness, because red usually represents evilness or whatever. With the hair, I made the color less saturated, only by a little. The original color didn't really work out for the design with how saturated it was and how light it was, so I dulled it down a little just to make it this pale off blue. I also switched the bow to a red because in the base there was red on the uniform, which wasn't used anywhere else, and the purple didn't really work and also wasn't used anywhere. So I decided to make the bow red as well, and I also put it on the uniform in that one little part over the neckline. I don't know what it is, but that's how the uniform looked, so okay. The main base color part is something that I've always done the same, which means I use a pencil tool to just color the hell out of it. It doesn't make sense how I do this stuff anymore, so just go with it. Now that I have a new style, it's easier to get things done, and these speed paints are a lot quicker, and my drawings take a lot less time than before, and my style before was actually really, really bad, like way back at the start of 2018. The anatomy sucked, and I was very inconsistent by the end of that era of art, so we're stuck with this style for now. The style that I had before this one actually wasn't that bad. It was kind of more realistic, but the problem was that it didn't work for drawing guys, and whenever I drew guys it didn't really look good, and sometimes it just looked weird, and I didn't really have very unique characters because they all almost look practically the same with the eyes. They had a thin eye with a very sharp wing off the edge, so they all kind of looked the same. And usually the noses were kind of wider and the mouths all looked the same. So now with this new style, it actually looks more unique because I can do different things with the eyes. So I can make the eyes more rounded or sharp or whatever. And I do the mouths differently, and the nose are quite a bit thinner as well. At the very end, I always add touch-ups of a bit more shading to the side that has the most shade on, and I add more light to the side with the direct light source. So then I only added a little bit, but I usually add a very color one. I don't know how to describe it, but I add a very colorful shade and a colorful lighting. After that, I add an overlay, lumion shade, and luminosity layers to give a final coloring to the drawing. Usually the overlay layer colors depend on the background and the motion of the piece, so that's why in this piece I used a lot of reds, because the character is a killer yandere character and the background is a dark red. And sometimes I always use a purple color overlay because I don't want the piece to be one full color, so I use that to just fix it up over at the end, and it's always the same colors, never really like different. But that's pretty much it. This took me 6 minutes to record, so I'll talk for a little bit. It's been a while since I recorded the last video, and the last videos that I've done weren't very good. They were more about how this channel was going and what I was doing with it. So now I think that it looks a lot better, but the last thing I posted was a speed paint in my old style, and before that some animations that I was working on, and before that a video with me talking in a speed paint again. But in that video I had no script and it was very quiet and I was probably half asleep and I sounded like I was dying, so I kept going because I just was pulling things out of nowhere because I haven't posted in a while. Usually there's like a month difference between all of my videos because I can't really record anything like right away because my computer is very slow and doesn't run well, and I can barely play games or record videos without my computer crashing. So that's where originally that animation test came from, was when I didn't have animation stuff. Second video that I drew, it wasn't even good quality because I didn't know what I was doing. This was just when I first got my editing equipment, and there was already a 2-month difference between that, and then another month difference between the Sony drawing and Jayn, and then usually there was either a month or 2 months difference between all of my drawings and videos because I couldn't really get them out that quickly. So now I'm trying to get my videos out more quickly because I don't have as much to do, but I usually record when my parents aren't home because I get so like awkward when they're around home and I have to record. So yeah, that's the problem there, but I hopefully will get out a few videos this week, and with just like talking and like the little sprites that I use. I don't have any sprites anymore and I want to do more animation instead of just have the little sprite bounce up and down, but I think I might do that just for now, and I hopefully will do something with that this week, but I don't know what to talk about because I don't really have any ideas on what to do. I think I might talk about drama in the animation community. Ooh, spilling that tea. But I think that's pretty much it with where the channel's going as of right now, because I tried to record some League of Legends gameplay, but that didn't really turn out because my computer runs very slowly. So hopefully if I get a better computer sometime, I can do stuff better. But I tried to do a live stream and that didn't really turn out because it didn't go through well. I'll try that once again sometime, but this time I think I'll just stick with speed paints and commentary stuff like this. So then I'll also try to do the sprites, but I don't have any sprites as of right now, so I think I might draw those soon. But right now I'm also working on a webcomic. Ooh, webcomic, what? But it's gonna be called Void, and it's with two characters that I actually haven't drawn on the channel. Their names are Sarah and Amna. If you have gone onto my Twitter, they've been on there quite a few times. They're sisters, and I think I've talked about them in the update video, but I think I might talk about them in a video soon. I think the next video that I'll do will be talking about their whole story and what I'm doing with the webcomic, because right now it's very slow on making it. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing with it. I know what I'm doing with it, it's just I have no clue where I'm, like, what I'm drawing, because I didn't write it out fully. Like, I didn't write a script. I know how the story goes and how long it is, but as of right now, I'm only on the 4th panels page thing, so that's fun, and hopefully I'll get more done, and I'll make a video soon, hopefully. And I made a new outro, so you'll get to see that at the end of this, and then that's it. That new outro with BTS GIFs in the background, and yes, it's GIFs, not GIFs, fight me. But that old one I didn't really like, so I have a new one that is also in blue but has red with it, because I kind of want to go with reds and blues, this bright red with blue. But it still has like BTS-ish ones. It's just a Jimin, and it's okay. I like the outro, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. But you'll see it at the end of this. You'll get what it is. I still have 4 more minutes of this video, but I hope you liked this drawing. It took a bit of time. It's actually, I was really surprised that it came out this short, because usually my videos came out 20 minutes long, 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes long. So I was like, wow, that's short. And I did the sketch. Whoa. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you have any ideas for what to name this character, then leave them down in the description below. I'll be looking at them, and maybe in the next video I'll see what I like, and I'll reveal what her name will be. And yeah, that's it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.